Greetings, fellow fans. In today's video, I bring you a lot of important updates, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The current situation is significantly more serious than initially expected. We've received several updates regarding the Yankees' pitching staff, as reported by the manager. These developments carry major implications for the team, particularly for a group of pitchers who have been struggling lately. Unfortunately, the information we've gathered isn't the most encouraging. Let's dive into the details. As we already know, there have been several updates concerning different pitchers in the rotation. Starting with the most significant name on the injured list, we have a pitcher who is expected to return in June after suffering a strain in his side. He's having a tough time recovering. We've already seen another player miss over 3 months with a similar injury. The Yankees urgently need him to return to form and resume the role of ace that he fulfilled last season. The overall state of the pitching rotation has been disappointing, except for one standout performer, considered a potential future ace, who won a major award and had an excellent campaign last year. However, recent news about him hasn't been very positive either. It was reported that he was supposed to begin a throwing program this week, but that plan has now been delayed by around 10 days. He underwent an MRI, and according to the manager, the medical staff prefers to see more recovery progress before allowing him to resume throwing. The manager stated that his healing needs to reach a certain level, possibly around 80%, before they can move forward with the next steps. Things are unfolding as expected, but the delay means we'll need to wait around 10 more days. Since this update, Yankees fans have not been thrilled. The team is desperate to get him back as soon as possible because the rotation's performance has been far from satisfactory this season. Looking at the starting rotation, the results have clearly been below expectations. At the top, one pitcher has been excellent, with an earned run average below 2, and currently leads the American League in wins without a single loss. His ERA remains impressive. On the flip side, 2 other starters have ERAs above 5. One of them has shown some recent improvement, but based on his earlier performances, it's hard to believe he'll remain consistent. Another pitcher has an ERA of 5.14, while yet another has posted an alarming 11.57 ERA, highlighting the Yankees' urgent need for a reliable starting pitcher. The injured pitcher we've been discussing might be the answer. In his MLB journey, he had 2 early seasons where he failed to establish himself and also underwent surgery. He returned last season with a 3.0 WAR, going 15-7 in 29 games. His performance was outstanding, registering 171 strikeouts, a solid whip, and a 3.50 ERA. Through the first 2 months of the season, up to June 1st, he had a 7-1 record, a 1.99 ERA, and 79 strikeouts in 11 starts. However, as time passed, he began to show signs of decline. Coming off surgery and still quite young, he had never pitched a full season in the majors. Everything that could go wrong in the previous year seemed to happen to him, which threw him off rhythm and eventually wore him down. Still early in his career, he hadn't completed a full MLB season. Last year was full of setbacks, and as a result, his main focus became regaining his rhythm and rediscovering his form, though he ended up feeling a bit fatigued. This season, however, he wasn't expected to encounter such issues. Unfortunately, he's now sidelined with another side injury, which will keep him out for a while. When he returns, there shouldn't be concerns about his performance or endurance, as he'll only be pitching for part of the season, maybe a bit more than half if we're lucky. Nevertheless, the extra 10 days away from action is far from ideal. This setback could delay his comeback by another 10 days. Instead of an early June return, we're now looking at mid to late June, possibly around the 20th. That's certainly not what fans were hoping for. Personally, I'm eager to see him play live again or maybe even catch his return at the stadium. Considering my birthday falls around that time, it could be a nice coincidence for me, although I'd much rather see him back sooner. Clearly, this is not the best situation for the team, but we'll have to be patient. Additionally, there's an update on another player I briefly mentioned earlier. The team has released more information on him, as shared by the front office. He missed nearly the entire previous season due to surgery, and his recovery is still ongoing. While his return isn't expected anytime soon, his presence is certainly needed. The front office reported that he isn't experiencing stress despite the injuries he's endured. His recovery is progressing well. He recently completed his second live bullpen session and has a few more to go before starting his rehab stint. He'll travel with the team to Tampa, where he'll have another live session this weekend and one more early next week before rehab officially begins. He's been in a favorable condition for some time now, and there's optimism surrounding his progress. That's a good sign, though it doesn't point to an imminent return. It appears it'll still take some time. The organization has been transparent about this, though they haven't shared many details. It's clear he's still some distance away from rejoining the team. His return would certainly boost the roster. It's worth revisiting our previous analysis, as the bullpen has also underperformed. One key reliever started the season poorly. Not entirely surprising, but hopefully he can turn things around. Another has stood out, while a third has been average. A fourth reliever has been inconsistent overall, but not terrible, and a fifth hasn't pitched much and has struggled. On a brighter note, one pitcher has emerged as a strong asset, and another has shown good signs, even though a third has faced a share of obstacles. Some players have managed to shine, while another has made the most of his limited chances. The bullpen clearly needs additional help right now. When this player first entered the league, he was seen as one of the top arms on the roster, widely admired and full of potential. But injuries and misfortune disrupted his development. Over his career, he's maintained a 3.44 ERA across 163 games, including 11 starts. Initially viewed as a potential starter transitioning from the bullpen, he also seemed like a candidate for the closer role at one point, earning 7 saves throughout his career. This placed him in a unique spot as the team tried to figure out his best role. The ideal position for Jonathan Loaisiga appears to be within the bullpen. A few years back, the Yankees started utilizing him more frequently in that role. While he still made some starts during his initial 3 seasons, it became evident that his true strength lay in coming out of the bullpen, a role that suited him better. He was expected to be an essential asset for the Yankees' bullpen for the foreseeable future. In 2021, he had an impressive campaign with the team, recording a 2.17 ERA and delivering some remarkable performances. There is a strong belief that Jonathan Loaisiga would play a significant role for the team in the years to come. During that season, he also achieved 5 saves, leading the Yankees to seriously consider promoting him to the closer position. However, the following year, he struggled, posting a 4.13 ERA. Although he continued to pitch, he was unable to replicate his previous effectiveness. Following that season, in 2023, injuries plagued him, and in 2024, he was sidelined after just 3 appearances, requiring surgery similar to Tommy John. As of now, Jonathan Loaisiga has yet to return to the field with any notable impact, making it a situation worth watching. The Yankees seem to hold a strong regard for him, which likely explains their decision to keep him on the roster despite his injury troubles. Although his contract is nearing its conclusion, there's potential for the Yankees to re-sign him at a reduced rate, something many anticipate could happen. They truly value Jonathan Loaisiga as a player. His ability to pitch with vigor and command the ball makes him a highly proficient pitcher when in good health. It will be intriguing to observe how this situation unfolds. What are your thoughts on this matter? When do you predict Luis Gil will make his return, and when do you think Loaisiga will be back? Share your predictions in the comments. Have a great day and go Yankees! But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. It was supposed to be another routine media session in the New York Yankees clubhouse. But when Paul Goldshmidt leaned forward, looked a reporter dead in the eye, and said, "If Max leaves, I'm gone too," the room fell silent. The 7-time All-Star and 2022 NL MVP didn't flinch. He meant every word. The declaration came out of nowhere, but it hit with the weight of a walk-off homer in October. For Yankees fans, front office executives, and the rest of Major League Baseball, this wasn't just a throwaway line. It was a warning shot from one of the game's most respected veterans. Goldschmidt, who joined the Yankees on a 1-year, $12.5 million deal in December 2024, has quickly emerged as a vocal leader in the clubhouse, bringing not just his decorated resume, but also a sense of stability and professionalism. His bond with ace lefty Max Fried, however, seems to have gone beyond the bounds of normal teammate camaraderie. "We talk the game, sure," Goldshmidt said, "but we also talk life. That guy's not just a pitcher. He's the heartbeat of this rotation. And more than that, he's the kind of player who lifts everyone around him." That might explain why Goldie is willing to stake his future with the Yankees on Fried's presence. Max Fried, signed to a monumental 8-year, $218 million deal just 4 months ago, was seen as a cornerstone of the Yankees' long-term pitching strategy. And rightly so. His early starts in pinstripes have reinforced that promise, posting solid numbers, anchoring the rotation, and delivering a 10-strikeout gem against the Tigers on April 9th. But recent whispers have unsettled the Bronx. Speculation about potential friction between Fried's camp and certain elements in the Yankees' hierarchy has emerged. Nothing concrete, nothing official, but enough smoke to make Goldschmidt's sudden statement feel less like loyalty theater and more like preemptive damage control. For Goldschmidt to tie his future to Fried's raises the stakes dramatically. At 37, Goldie isn't in the business of long-term gambles. This is likely his final chapter, and he's choosing to write it in sync with a pitcher 7 years his junior. Max brings the kind of intensity you dream about in a teammate. "You don't let guys like that walk away," he said. "It's not just sentimentality. Goldschmidt knows what it takes to win, and he sees something in Fried, a winning engine that reminds him of the very best rotations he's ever been part of." If the Yankees were hoping to rely on Goldie as a quiet veteran presence, they may have underestimated just how invested he is in shaping the club's direction. Now, all eyes turn to Yankees GM Brian Cashman. Can the organization reassure Goldschmidt, and by extension, the fan base, that Fried's future in New York is untouchable? Or will the front office risk the fallout of losing not one, but 2 franchise names in the span of season? With the AL East heating up and the Yankees clinging to their contender status, there's no room for uncertainty. Goldschmidt has made his stance clear. The question is, will the Yankees listen, or will this declaration of loyalty become the first domino in a story no one in the Bronx saw coming? That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.